with some gum nuts. Just cut them in half with a nice sharp saw. My little helper there. And just file them down. Scoop out any inside bits, like what's in there. I find a screwdriver really handy. Now what I've done is I've cut the top off one of those gum nuts and I'm turning it upside down. Migsy approves. So that's the top of the gum nut. I'm turning it around and look, a mortar and pestle. A little bead that I've got. How easy was that? Thank you, Pippa, for your approval. Migsy approves as well. Now that's scooping out the insides of another gum nut that has been cut in half. Make sure your gum nuts have actually fallen off the tree. If you get them on the tree, they actually don't have that hollow in them. I'm sure you can use acorns for this, if there's an acorn tree around. File the top down, and actually file under as well, so it will stand. Now I'm going to use some red beads here, and that will look like apples into a bowl. Look at him intently looking. Put some PVA glue in there. Now remember, this glue dries clear, so it might look quite messy now, but it dries clear. Pop the beads into your gum nut. Now this is tricky because the beads keep sticking to your fingers. You can probably use a pair of tweezers if you want. And you set that aside to dry. Pippa looking on, making sure I'm doing it correctly. Now get some string, a bit of PVA glue, and pop them inside little holes of the beads. These are the stems of your fruit. You can use a bit of a matchstick if you want. Now another gum nut that has been cut in half and filed down the bottom so it'll stand. I've got some wild rice here into some PVA glue. Mix the wild rice around and pop it into your gum nut. Use whatever implement is easiest for you. I've gone from the screwdriver to a spoon. Just tidy your edges up a bit. To your bowl of wild rice, a little bit more PVA glue into the bowl, and this time some red lentils. It's a bit of nice colour here. Spoon that into another prepared gum nut where it's been filed on the top and filed down the bottom, so the gum nut will actually sit without wobbling. It's another bit of food for the fairies to enjoy. Now if you can't get gum nuts, just get a bit of material. I've got a bit of rough linen here. Cut a square and just cut across the edges. And I've got myself a little essential oil bottle that I'm going to use as my template. Migsy's brush, and just fray the edges a bit so it looks nice and rough and natural. Don't be too precise. Bit of PVA glue onto your material. And brush that all the way along, right to the edge. Now your bottle is your mold. Oops. Squeeze it around. Get a bit of string and go around about 2 or 3 times. Now this is not only to hold it in place, but also looks good with the string, so keep the string there. Give it a good tie. The reef knot, left over right, right over left. From Girl Guides and Scouts. Push that down a bit so you get a nice deep little vessel. Now I'm taking it off the bottle. Now have a look at that. So you can actually put stuff in there now. Just cut the excess of the string around. Now I'm actually going to put some wheat in this. Again, the PVA glue and some wheat. You can put lentils in there if you wanted, or even apples. No, Miggs is not too interested. See, I've just cut the bits of string from the cherries. Now you can have green beads for apples. That's a bit of pasta. Lentils, that's some mustard seed. 2 mortar and pestles, wild rice. I did that with some gum leaves, the same way as in the bottle. And that's a little tureen again with a gum nut. And that's some bread out of clay onto a piece of round wood that I cut. Now that looks really feasty. Any fairy would be delighted. Good luck.